Hello, living in Boulder vlog. This is the third. No, this is the 2nd of January 2013. I just woke up because I was up and since for until 5:30 this morning. I finished Region 2 of Rome. I did all of the apartment buildings and finished them, and then that was all I needed to do. And I looked at the other building. Turned out it was all done, so I went back to Region 3 and did finish the apartment, the other building, figured out what I needed to do with the other building, and then I think I pretty much finished Baza Trajan. I decided where to put all the pools. That was the one thing that I needed to do. Like last week, I looked at it right before it crashed. I looked at it and I said, I want the baths to go there. I want the baths to go there, there, there. And then I left, and then I went back, and I popped them in. So, but then I crashed, and I could have stayed up longer. It was like 5:30. I could have stayed up longer, probably until like noon or something today. But I thought maybe I was gonna do a bike fitting at the bike shop. I got a text saying that they canceled, and I was like, "What? Does that mean that they postponed?" And I don't know. I just wasn't so sure. So that's why I kind of I forced myself to go to sleep at 5:30 in the morning, and was just laying there on my belly in the darkness. And then I got really high, until like took me like 2 hours to finally get to sleep. But when I got to sleep, man, there was no waking up until now. I don't like it. I don't really like forcing myself to sleep. I probably should have just continued working. But I'm trying to become a diurnalist. My body naturally likes to tend towards nocturnalism, so it's probably what I'll do now. I'll just nocturnalize. If I start working now, I'll probably work until this time tomorrow. So what I'm going to do today, right now, is goes directly in to Region 3. I think there's a couple more things I have to do on the Baths of Titus. Like there's the roof that they have, and that I have to put in, but it's like barely anything. I'm pretty much done. Just organize the Region 3, and I'm done with Region 3, and then I can go in Region 5 and finish the Baths of Diocletian, which I'm almost done with. Like I'm pretty much done. I bounced from Legion or Baths of Diocletian like a month ago or something to go work on Baths of Caracalla because I wasn't so sure where I wanted to put the baths in the complex. I figured if I went over to the Baths of Caracalla and then the Baths of Trajan, it would then be easier to put the Baths of Diocletian. So that's what I'm going to do now, or after I'm done with Region 3. But I think I might be done with Region 3 and Region 5 with Diocletian today. And if I do that, then that means I can get going. I thought that meant that I could get going on Region 9 again when finish Rome, but there's just one other building that I have to do. I think it's in Region 6. It's called the Church of San Giovanni or something like that. It's this church. I didn't even know about it in Rome until just a little bit ago, but it's this church on the eastern side of the city. And it was built in 432, which is when the Roman Empire still existed and the church is still in use and never went out of use. I thought there was only one building from the Roman Empire that is still intact and in use, like the day it was created, and not the Pantheon. But there's another one. There's that church. So and it had two spires on it that were like 75 meters high. And one of them collapsed in the year 1338, and I think it was that there were a couple of earthquakes, but I think it collapsed in that earthquake, and it actually rebuilt one of the spires, and so we know of two spires that lived in the time of Roman Empire that were 75 meters high. So we know of the Roman Empire, at least of one Roman Empire like skyscraper. it'll give me the idea of putting a height on these other two towers that I saw in Region 9. So that might take a few days, at least 2 days. Hopefully, it won't take too long, that church. But then I can get going on Region 9, and Region 9 is probably only 2 weeks, and then I'm done. And once I'm done with that, I'm done with section 1 of Rome, which means I could take a little bit of time off, but do some things on my website. But then when I come back, I can there's one more sweep of Rome, and that's the census of the year 351. It tells you exactly how many cisterns, houses, apartments, vico magistrates, granaries, and baths that there are in each section of Rome. So that's what I'm going to plug in, and that'll be the final touch. And then after that, it's just images on the ground just to make the ground look realistic, and boom, we're done. So yeah, maybe I can be done in a few months, 2 or 3 months, 4 months. But I definitely this year, I'm going to try and do the exercising stuff. I called the bike shop, the triathlon shop, and they booked me for today, but then they're like, you have to go online and book, and like, we can't schedule you till like the end of next week or whatever. So maybe they want me to like make sure that I actually want to buy a bike or something. They said that they're booked up or whatever. So anyways, I'm gonna go on their website and go book up, and just so maybe it'll take a week or a month, a couple weeks to 3 weeks to get my hands on a bike. I already have a bike, but I don't want to ride it, which is fine. I mean, that gives me a couple more weeks to work on my project here, Google Earthing Rome at 100%. But it's getting physically difficult for me and probably dangerous for my heart due to just the physical difficulty. Like I grew up as an athlete, so I know pain. I like pain, but that can be difficult. That can be bad because you can pain yourself to death. Like a normal person would be like, "Holy shit, I need to get some exercise." But me, I'm like, "Oh, pain from not exercising. Isn't that quaint?" But then you die, so it's not good. So, anyways, I'm gonna work on Rome all day today. I'm gonna get up, get reefed up. I'm not even reefed up right now. I'm totally sober. And then I'll get going on Region 1. I mean 3. Okay, you can do the download later, or you can just wait and check out what I'm working on, or you can just wait 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 or 4 months. But even if when I do start exercising, I'm gonna have to rest a lot because I'm fat and out of shape. So I'll still be able to work a lot. So I am getting done. I'm getting done with Google Earth and Rome. And once I'm done with Google Earth and Rome, that means that's when I can get going on Google Earth and Boulder Rome, and Boulder. And that's when stuff's gonna get super interesting for people who live here in Boulder. They can become Romans. Okay, talk to you later. Talk to you tomorrow, and hopefully I'm done with Region 3 and also Region 5 and be working on that new church. All right, later.